Hey guys, in this Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree video I'm going to be showcasing you all my new Frost Mage build. This video contains all the DLC and base game main bosses on NG+7, and for your enjoyment, there's also no hit. This build revolves almost exclusively around Glintstone Icecrag, which is a cold sorcery that only requires 15 intelligence to cast and does 100 frostbite buildup per hit. Once frostbite has been procced, the boss's health will be reduced by 7% of their max HP plus 30 damage. It will also take 20% more damage for 30 seconds. Honestly, this build is very fun to use, but more importantly, it is crazy powerful against every single boss. It took me like a total of around just 3 or 4 hours to get all the gameplay for this video, which is crazy fast. Anyways, if you didn't know how things work by now, I first showcased the build against all the main bosses, and at the end, I'll reveal the actual build itself, followed by the buffing regimen. There are timestamps so you can jump around as you please, and with all that being said, I'll see you at the end for the build breakdown.
Omen. Not even you. A man cannot kill a god. Thy strength befits a crown.
Alright, let's get into the build breakdown. For our main hand weapon, we'll be using the Prince of Death Staff because it has the highest sorcery scaling in the game. In our offhand, we use a Jellyfish Shield, whose weapon skill, Contagious Fury, boosts our attack power by 12.5%. We use a Matting Hand, which increases our attack power by 7.5% whenever we proc Madness, any seal of our choice so that we can cast incantations, the Poison Hand, which increases our attack power by 7.5% whenever we proc Poison, and the Deadly Poison Perfume Bottle, which we use to proc Poison on ourselves. For our armor, we use the Snow Witch Hat, which increases the attack power of cold sorceries by 10%, and the Rakshasa Armor, Gauntlets, and Greaves, with each piece increasing our attack power by 2%. For our talismans, we use Age 1's Exaltation, which increases our attack power by 20% whenever we proc Madness, Kindred of Rot's Exaltation, which increases our attack power by 20% whenever we proc Poison, Magic Scorpion Charm, which increases our magic damage by 12%, and the Graven Mask Talisman, which increases our sorcery damage by 8%. In our Wondrous Physic, we use the Bloodsucking Crack Tier, which increases our attack power by 20%, and the Magic Shred and Crack Tier, which increases our magic damage by 20%. For our spells and incantations, we use Golden Vow, which increases our attack power by 15%, Hala Shabriri, which increases our attack power by 25%, Terra Magica, which increases our magic damage by 22.5%, and Glintstone Icecrag. Optionally, you can use Comet Azor, which is useful for the Fire Giant's second phase, and Shard Spiral, which is useful for the Elden Beast. To buff, first use Golden Vow, followed by Hala Shabriri until you're one use away from proccing Madness. Use your Wondrous Physic, and then Hala Shabriri again until you proc Madness. Swap weapons, and then use a weapon skill, the Deadly Poison Perfume Bottle. Swap weapons once more, and use a weapon skill, the Jellyfish Shield. You are all set. For the Consort Radahn fight, I use a separate, more complicated buffing strategy that basically maximizes the damage output of this build. I want to emphasize though that this is the only boss I use this on. Every other boss was beat using the setup you just saw. Regardless, if this is something you want to do, try your best to follow along. We will use any weapon infused with the Seppuku Ash of War, Lord of Blood's Exaltation, which increases our attack power by 20% whenever we proc Bleed, Blood Boil Aromatic, which increases our physical damage by 30% and our max stamina by 20%, Sacred Bloody Flesh, which increases our attack power by 7% and then by another 18% whenever we proc Bleed, and Raw Meat Dumpling, which procs poison and heals our HP. We have a weapon infused with the Raptor's Mist Ash of War in our weapons inventory, and the Graven Mask Talisman in our talismans inventory. To buff, first use Golden Vow followed by Hala Shabriri until you're one or two uses away from proccing Madness. Use your Wondrous Physic, Blood Blow Aromatic, and Sacred Bloody Flesh. Now use Hellish Abriri until you proc Madness. Swap weapons, use Seppuku, and eat a raw meat dumpling. Swap weapons once more and use the weapon skill of the Jellyfish Shield. While entering the arena, swap your weapon and talisman out. Thank you all for sticking it to the end of the video. Just as a quick note, I did make a Frost Mage build about a month ago, but I only showcased it against the base game main bosses, mainly because I didn't think it was good enough for the DLC. This video is a buffed up version of that old build, and as you can see, it does include the DLC bosses. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed, a like or sub is always appreciated. Till next time.
A curse upon thee.